One of Maine's favorite bands is Goose. I've got Rick from Goose on the line. They've got a new song out called Give It Time. Rick, where are you today?
I'm out in the woods in Connecticut and some snow right now, but I'm loving it.
This song, I don't even know where to begin in terms of it's so powerful lyrically and musically and spiritually. But let's start at the very beginning. Tell me about the genesis of this song and how it came to you.
Well, it's a song that it wrote with a good buddy of mine, Matt Campbell, who I've been writing songs with him for a long time. It's an idea that was floating around for a while. For a few years, it's kind of been like percolating in the background, kind of, in the wings, doing some stuff and kicking the tires. There's a few points in time when we tried to find a home for it, either live or in a record or something, and it wasn't didn't quite find its home yet. And last year, when we were kind of going through a big change, and it was really during rehearsals for our first shows back with new drummer and everything. It's kind of like a last minute thing. We were working on some new things and really just getting them up to speed, which is kind of a loftier task than we generally anticipated. There's a lot going on there, but it was like this last minute thing for whatever reason. As things happen, it kind of just came back to the surface and kind of occurred and for some reason was coming to mind as we were going through that process, and kind of just put together an arrangement for it last minute, and it really found a home like it hadn't before, right before those shows. It was really exciting, felt really good. Wasn't going to be on the record originally, and after that we were like, all right, let's add to the record, and now it's first single. So it kind of emerged pretty organically as a thing that it came at the right time, I guess. Yeah,
it's interesting where you all were as a band and how that song came together. And I love the drums in that when that gets going at the end. I mean, it's so cool. So I don't know if it was the alchemy of a new player coming in that kind of made it all gel for you. Do you think that was part of it?
It really showcases Cotter, and it fit his style so seamlessly. Yeah, that was definitely felt like not an accident part of it.
The song hits me in different ways. It can hit me very, very personally from my own life. It can hit me certainly very much in the current state of the world. And I think that's kind of the sign of a great song. Do you agree?
Generally speaking, objectively, yeah, I would agree. I don't think I don't feel qualified to speak to our own work in that way. But yeah, in general, I would agree.
When you play this song for people outside maybe the circle of the band, and I know you guys have played it live before, what kind of responses do you get, or that the feedback that you're getting back about this song?
It seems like it's generally resonating with people. I remember that the first time we played it that last year at the Capitol Theater, our first shows back. That was a pretty special moment because it was the first time we played it live, and we were excited about it. The arrangement felt fresh and exciting for us, and we played it, and it was a special moment. The response in the room felt pretty awesome. Yeah, that's definitely not a moment I'll forget.
One of the things that amazes me about you guys is you're an incredible live band. A lot of live bands can't capture that magic.
Goose is able to. How the heck do you do that, Rick?
Well, sometimes that's the goal, and it's in some respects, and sometimes it's not. I think in a lot of cases when we've gotten into the studio, there's been some extent of intention to make use of the different tools and the different abilities that you have in the studio that you don't live to really change things. The nature of the type of band we are, things are changing so much live all the time anyway, in general, different versions every night, that kind of thing. The album kind of doing whatever presents itself for an album, it being, if it's kind of a departure from what we normally do live, and it feels, exciting, then that's welcomed, I think, because it really kind of just adds to the landscape of different versions of a thing that can coexist, I guess, in the world of the band. Yeah, like in this case, it, like kind of what I was talking about before, was this last minute thing. The arrangement was fresh. I think we hadn't played it so much that we were bored of the arrangement. A lot of times we end up doing these things and it's like a much more drawn out process, and then we end up debuting songs live and then end up recording them for a record much later. So by that time we get to that, we want to change it. We want to make it feel fresh or interesting to us. And in this case, that wasn't the case. So it ended up being, pretty much how we're playing the song now. And maybe the song will continue to evolve, and the arrangement will continue to evolve over the years as we, we're like, all right, let's try something new. Let's switch it up. But for now, it's kind of they're really one and the same in most respects. So I guess it maybe partially speaks to the arrangement. Just felt good. Felt good. It was exciting the way that the development of the song and the way they came together. Like I was talking about before, that in the past it was something we were wrestling with. These two kind of energies, same lyrics, same chorus, but different. Slightly shift in like a shift in perspective. Basically, how they fit together hadn't quite figured out until that moment.
It sounds like you caught this song at the right time, because there is a lightning in a bottle kind of feel to this song. And isn't it interesting how songs do evolve?
Pretty baked into the philosophy of the band in a lot of ways. And, not that was a novel idea for us. It comes from a much longer, existing tradition that we kind of grew up in. Many bands that have adopted that, forged that mentality, probably Grateful Dead being one of the big ones. I mean, even with modern stuff, it's just like, it's an approach that I just love. I mean, music it can be a very fluid thing. There's so many ways a song can exist. Not to say that there's anything wrong with, so many great Radiohead generally, they make a record and there's so much time and intention that goes into that. Mm-hmm. And they go and play those arrangements live because they're brilliant. It's like, it's a wild, totally different process that I can't even wrap my head around. Right. But then, someone like Justin Vernon, who's a huge inspiration to me, Bon Iver and his various projects, the way they do things live is not dissimilar. They're not improvising for 20 minutes on end, but he's tinkering with arrangements, he's changing things, he's like turning things on their head constantly. Mm-hmm. So I find that really inspiring, and have for a while kind of found our own way into that and approaching songs differently from night to night, or hey, this is feeling a little stale. Mm-hmm. Let's try switching it up. Let's try a different groove. Let's try a different kind of bed for this thing, and see if that breathes some new life into it for where we are now.
I love that philosophy. As the band grows and you're selling out Madison Square Garden, does it become easier or harder to keep that North Star of what the band is about? Is it more confirming, or is it like, oh man, like what are we dealing with here? Personally for you, artistically for you, does it become easier or harder, or is it just is?
That's a good question and a pretty dynamic one, I'd say. There's definitely moments of both, I would say. For sure the latter. It can be, sometimes failure is more. There's cases when failure is more comfortable than success. Yep. Which is odd. It's an odd experience. It's not what you expect, but in many cases that has been my experience. In the years when we were touring around in a van and playing shows to no one around, different regions, and it was easier to see clearly then, I'll say. So, now it's kind of like there's strange subconscious things that happen with success and growth, and it's all good stuff, and endlessly grateful for all the opportunities and things that we've gotten to experience. Yeah, I think that really is the work, is maintaining the North Star, continuing to stay in touch and remind yourself with the simplicity of why you did it why you do it in the first place.
What's the plans for album or albums this year?
We've got a lot in the tank right now. Actually, there's quite a bit of steam to roll out this year. So hopefully we'll get through it all.